che crediamo sarà assolutamente straordinario. Abbiamo deciso di farlo qui alla Raffles Milano e il motivo ce lo spiega il leader course del master di fotografia della Raffles Milano, nonché direttore artistico della Accademie di Milano, Denis Curti.
Grazie Giada, grazie Leica, grazie alla Raffles. Sono molto onorato di poter parlare a nome di questo istituto e di questa scuola, e quindi ringrazio il direttore Franco Achilli che è qui con noi per avermi concesso questa possibilità.
Benvenuto a tutti, quindi grazie per essere qui, perché questo in un certo senso non è la mia prima presentazione, ma sono emozionato senza ombra di dubbio, perché il percorso di Leica Academy oggi cresce, si sviluppa insieme a Raffles in continuità con le attività di workshop, di masterclass. Vedo molti dei nostri docenti anche qui seduti, che hanno contraddistinto, hanno creato il DNA di Leica Academy fino a questo momento, unita adesso ad alta formazione nel mondo della fotografia, che per noi è un impegno nella formazione degli esperti del linguaggio fotografico.
Naturalmente l'ospite d'onore, è veramente emozionata e con orgoglio che presento Mr. Steve McCurry.
Grazie a tutti per essere qui laggiù in fondo. Vedere una sala così piena di gente dopo tanti anni di sonante è la rinascita per noi, è ricominciare a fare eventi che sono sempre stati un po' il DNA di Leica, che sono stati un po' quello che ci ha spinti a fare sempre qualcosa di diverso, anche quando cerchiamo di fare delle attività di marketing per vendere le nostre macchine fotografiche, ma cerchiamo di farlo sempre dando spazio principalmente alla fotografia e ai fotografi. It's another time that you are in Italy. So once again you are in Italy. You were in Italy this summer. I got a picture from a friend, a common friend of us, of you in Venice, spending time there. In the southern Italy to take pictures that they made you there physically. What is your point? What is photojournalism in a period in which you can be even... Anyway, you have worked a lot for National Geographic, and you have worked a lot for National Geographic, where a lot of the news was about the climate change or something that was happening in those places that was a damage for the environment. And there was not yet the movement that there is today about this climate change. But you have witnessed many of these places. This is about Kuwait, and this is Steve McCurry in Kuwait during the fires. What was your experience there?
Well, it was really catastrophic. There was the whole region was full of smoke and oil. There were 600 oil wells on fire, and it really looked like the end of the world scenario. Literally for miles the sky went dark and black as smoke, and it really felt like when you were there, it really felt like it was kind of the end of the world. Just couldn't really move. It was just smoke, and I got very nervous that it would, injure my lungs, because smoke was everywhere. It was, when you were asleep, when you were eating, the oil got all over your skin. It was very frightening.
Famous pictures, but in the end, also with the Hurricane Katrina. So again, what do you think it can be the role of photography to make people understand more and more how the climate change can be a problem?
Well, we need some people, some photographers or videographers, to go and sort of witness these situations and actually be the kind of the eyes and ears for us, and to actually see what's happening. Because without photographers or videographers or writers, we're not going to understand what's happening. Incidentally, capturing my imagination and going through the magazine, I thought, someday I want to go and experience this monsoon and in India. It was so magical in such a faraway place, but I thought this is like an incredible thing, and I always dreamt about going to India and seeing this thing. And as 25 years later, I spent 4 months in the monsoon, up to my chest in water.
So the inspirational role of the photographer is still fundamental.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when I was just starting out working on a newspaper, I thought it was so exciting to be able to witness important events and to tell those kind of stories on a daily basis. It was a thrill at 1 o'clock in the morning to see the newspapers rolling off the press, and to know that I had helped to provide part of the news.
Or you told me a magician, basically, or Robert De Niro. So how you set up your mind about what was worth of being taken? I think it has been an interesting encounter with him.
And we found out that suddenly Kodachrome was going to be discontinued. It was going to be stopped manufacturing it. And I asked for the last role. I thought, what can I do? How can I kind of honor the memory of Kodachrome? What can I do? This was an iconic film, and I wanted to photograph iconic places or people. So I thought, where can I, So I thought, okay, well, who in New York? I was living in New York. Who's iconic in New York? And I thought of a couple different people, and De Niro, of course, came to mind. So I thought, he's iconic. So I photographed him. And then I wanted to go back to sort of my roots, go to India and photograph some of the people there. I wanted to keep the theme of the movies. So I went and photographed some of the famous actors in Bollywood. And then I photographed a nomadic group whose way of life was coming to an end. I figured, their way of life is coming to an end. Kodachrome is ending. I thought there was kind of thematically interesting roll in, and I had 3 exposures left on the roll, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had about 4 hours. I was running around in the middle of the night trying to figure out what to do. Anyway, but let's go back. I think if you want to use film, perfectly fine. It's great. There's no problem. I think it's a very personal choice. For me, I think digital is far superior. The X-ray machines at the airport, worrying about the heat, carrying hundreds of rolls of film into a country and then freaking out, you're smuggling film and then trying to ship it back.
Then we will come back to Afghanistan as another theme, but here is really about color and composition and angles. So you take your time to find the perfect composition of the image, where the colors can give them the best outcome.
Well, in the case of this picture, it's again, I think you're going to get better results with more time. And I spent probably about 4 or 5 months photographing every day in this place, Angkor Wat. And I was able to get out there every morning at sunrise, and then I was able to be there at sunset, and then basically everything in between. So with that amount of time, and studying the location and the behavior of people and the monasteries and this and that, you, as the days and weeks go by, you start to learn a few.